This is a Ford AOD transmission, and it's going to be the new transmission for the Vagabond Falcon. I'm in the back, no, I'm in the middle of Silicon Valley right now, a Honda Fit. So this is a 4-speed automatic transmission that a fan was kind enough to sell to me at fan prices. It came out of a 1993 Ford Thunderbird with about 73,000 miles on it. So, the Ford AOD is Ford's first real automatic overdrive transmission, and it was in production from 1980 until 1993 in cars. So, this one here is one of the last. So it's fairly new by old transmission standards. Although AOD transmissions are still being manufactured today for drag racing purposes. You build one of these bad boys up, they'll take 700 horsepower. Now, we're not going to need that. We're just going to need, well, if we get over 200 horsepower out of the 302 engine that we're going to build, fine, that's going to be good enough. This is one of the best transmissions to use on a classic car because it's the most modern you can get and not require a computer to run it, because the only way this transmission is controlled just by this. This is a throttle valve cable. And what it does, it can be used with fuel injection or carbureted applications. In our case, it's going to be carbureted. This is just a cable that goes to either the throttle body or the carburetor. And as you pull on the throttle, this cable is also connected. Whoops. This cable is also connected, and it pulls. I'll pull on it here, and you can watch the cable pull down there. There, pull, and there it goes. What this does, this doesn't shift the end. This doesn't shift the transmission. The shifter is down there. And right now, it's can the camera see? There's a little loop down here. This is what your shifter will be connected to, and you can move it with your fingers. It goes click. Yeah. I'm shifting it through its gears. For reverse, park, low. I think this thing goes, reverse. Yeah, park, reverse, neutral. Drive, overdrive drive, and then one. I think you can't select two, but I could be wrong about these things. Anyway, so what this throttle valve does is, as you accelerate and you push down on the pedal, and the pedal pulls the throttle, it pulls this little lever, and that lever moves a piston inside of the mess of valves that are in there, and that big snaky maze thing that you see if you flip this thing over and took a look underneath. This adjusts the pressure going on inside and encourages the transmission to shift. So this is a thing that when it gets hooked up, we'd have to adjust it perfectly. You get the right amount of tension, and then when you put your foot down, it will adjust the pressure, and then the transmission will automatically kick down. The more astute of you will notice that there is no torque converter on this, but we do have a torque converter. I just don't have it in the car. To make this thing lighter, to get it out, I just yoinked the torque converter off and put it in the storage unit. And so when I get some buddies together, hopefully, tomorrow's Labor Day, so hopefully Dan and his girlfriend Abby maybe will be over, and we can take time out of the day just to move this sucker out of the car and into the storage unit. Do we have any other fun stuff in here? No, I already took. He gave me the original shifter from the Thunderbird. We're not going to use it because, maybe Bruce Hen from Bruce Hen's Garage will be able to use part of it to mate this thing to the original column shifter. So, there she is. There's one little nut on the top of this thing that's kind of loose. I don't know what that is. I need to learn more about AODs to figure out what this spinny little cap is. It looks like it doesn't really feel like a nut. Maybe it's a cap, maybe it's a breather, who knows. It also has some computer connectors here. I think this is a speed sensor that we're not going to use. I have full confidence in Bruce Henn that he can figure out a way, because I think the transmission still was used for figuring out the speed of whatever application it was. And the AOD was also used on the Ford Mustang as well. So there's a bit of continuity here, because the Falcon became the Mustang, and this is a transmission that was in the Mustang in the late 80s and early 90s. Other things that, and later on, this after 1993, starting in 1994, this transmission became the AOD E, and the only difference was, instead of a manual throttle valve cable, there was just a little computer here that adjusted the pressure for you. That's why in those older Fords, you see that little button on the end of the column shift. You press that, and that automatically turns the overdrive on and off. AODE, electronically controlled overdrive, as opposed to this older one, which is the manual controlled overdrive, or analog controlled overdrive. Other than that, dripping oil down on the cardboard and into the carpet of Silicone Sally, but we'll get one of those rug doctors, and as Mighty Car Mods did, and just steam clean all of this when Sally's done hauling stuff for the Falcon. So what else? These hoses, they would go to a transmission cooler that we'll have to get, and there's your dipstick to fill this thing up with ATF. Not sure what kind of ATF the AOD takes. Well, that's it. That's the transmission, and hopefully we'll get the new engine soon and be able to show you that. That's going to be fun. So thanks for watching, and new review tomorrow.